Well, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Galveston District, welcome to the Army Professional Awards Ceremony for the first quarter of fiscal year 22. I'd like to introduce Mr. Byron Williams, Galveston's Deputy District Engineer for Programs and Project Management. Byron?
All right. Good morning, everyone. Looking out to this vast crowd of people, I'm seeing everyone virtually as well. But this is our first quarter awards. It's just great because during the rehearsal, I saw so many names on here receiving awards, and my first thought was, man, are we giving awards out just to anyone? And my second thought was, no, we're just all working that hard, and that's a good feeling because we have a lot of work to do in the upcoming years. We have the infrastructure bill, we still have BB-18 funding, we still have our normal appropriations. So again, I've said it almost at every town hall, there's no greater place to work than the Galveston District right now. So I'm very proud of that, so let's give ourselves kudos. The commander's in a meeting right now with General Beck. He'll be down shortly. He'll come in and invade and take over as normal. But until then, we're going to start the award ceremony with me presenting the awards or handing out the awards. And when he comes, I'm sure he'll have a few words to say. But I want to keep us all on schedule because we have a nice fishing tournament that I'm going to win when this is over with. So I just want to let everyone know. What did she say? Who was that?
I'm not project manager.
And what did you say? Hello?
DJ.
Who was that?
That sounds like Gretchen.
Oh, Gretchen. Oh, did you say anything, Gretchen? You want to say anything? Okay, never mind. Let's go. Let's get started, Carlos. Thanks, man. All right.
Yeah. Tell everybody to mute their phones.
All right. Let's get down to business, shall we? The following individuals from the Texas General Land Office are being recognized with U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Certificates of Appreciation. They are Carla Cartman, in appreciation for her contributions to the Coastal Texas Study from 2017 to 2021, Carla Cartman provided invaluable project management and environmental compliance oversight to the Coastal Texas team during the development and completion of the Coastal Texas Protection and Restoration Study. Her extensive contractual expertise and forthrightness contributed greatly to the success of the completion of the study.
That's right.
So, accepting on her behalf, Dr. Kelly Brooks Coates. Next, Diana Ramirez. In appreciation for her contributions to the Coastal Texas Study from 2015 to 2021, Diana Ramirez was the heart and soul of the ecosystem restoration side of the project and worked side by side with the Corps' biologists and planners to develop a comprehensive ER plan to complement the recommended coastal storm risk reduction measures. Her technical expertise and diligence contributed greatly to the success of the completion of the study. And accepted again is Dr. Kelly Brooks Cope.
We'll just keep doing this.
No, that's right. And again, I want to reiterate that these are non-federal sponsors that work for the GLO who are very integral in the delivery of this project, right down to the wonderful presentation that Kelly puts together, the ArcGIS work, the story mapping, very influential with GLO support, so thank you.
And hopefully they're zoomed in with us. So.
Right, and if you're zoomed in, that's great. And if you're online, can they say anything? If you're online, Diana, Tony?
Diana, Tony, are you out there?
Hi, Carlos here. Thank you very much. And Kelly, thank you for accepting the award for us. And it was my honor to work on this project. I got to do a lot of things like go to Erdix for the ship simulation and other things that I wouldn't ordinarily get to do. And it's just been my pleasure to work on this project. So thank you very much. And thank you to the team.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we have one more. Tony Williams, in appreciation for his contributions to the Coastal Texas Study from 2014 to 2021. Tony Williams served as the primary representative of the non-federal sponsor during the development and completion of the Coastal Texas Protection and Restoration Study. His background as a wildlife biologist savvy political acumen, and extensive comprehension of core policies and practices made him an invaluable resource assuring the success of the project. Tony Williams. All right. Moving on. So up next, the following individuals are being recognized by the USACE Memphis District Commander with a certificate of appreciation for their support in the response to Hurricane Ida. They are Chuck Zalisky, Danny Cruz, Rick Hart, Megan Hartnett, Jason Jordan, Lisa Mayers, Angel Perez Reyes, Aaron Ramirez, Larry Ramos, Dan Williams, Cecily Solomon, Rick Vera, and Gary Reed. On behalf of the USACE Memphis District Commander, Colonel Zachary Miller, thank you for your selfless service in support of the Army Corps of Engineers' response to Hurricane Ida. Your hard work, sacrifice, dedication, and technical expertise were vital for recovery operations in support of the state of Louisiana. Who's coming up to receive?
Angel Perez.
Angel Perez.
Okay.
And just a little bit about Angel. If you guys don't know, Angel's like the lone electrical engineer that we have in the Galveston District. My son's an electrical engineer. He just graduated. Angel was his mentor. The company called and asked Angel for a recommendation. He gave him a strong accommodation. He got the job. So thank you, Angel.
Okay, the following individual is being recognized by the USACE Norfolk District Commander with a certificate of appreciation for supporting the USACE District Deputy Course. Alicia Ray. Come on down. You're the next contestant of Tyson Wright. For exceeding all expectations in support of the Army Corps of Engineers District Deputy Course from October 19th through 22nd, 2020. Your words were professional, relevant, and succinct. Thank you for steering almost half of the district deputies in the enterprise toward a successful course during this most formative time.
One of the tallest employees we have.
All right. The following individual will be presented with the USACE Galveston District Commander's Coin. Carolyn Weston. She here? No? Out there? All right. So, for exemplary performance as a project engineer on the Port Arthur portion of the Sabine Pass to Galveston Bay Coastal Storm Risk Management Project, that's a mouthful, during the period of April 2021 to December 2021. Carolyn Weston's technical expertise, paired with her communication style, has resulted in a clear understanding and path forward on critical challenges encountered in the Port Arthur project. Okay, next please. This is a long one. So, the following individuals will receive a certificate of achievement for their efforts in the Coastal Texas project. They are Kelly Burks Coates, Sharon Turpak, Ryan Harper, Travis Creel, Caroline Mccabe, Jeff Pinsky, Kristen Walsh, Melinda Fisher, Himanshu Das, Paul Hamilton, Sherry Willie, Eddie Irigoyen, Caragio Malio, Louise Williams, Tim Axman, Demetria Castandia Cristo, Ben Logan, Mark Habb, Warren Cashin, Rick Vera, Charlie Brandsetter, Justin Hall, Jenna Hall, Megan Hartnett, Paul Talley, Jason Jordan, Elton Huff, Linda Yezzi, Paco Ham, Shelby Sago, Blake Westmoreland, Holly El Jizzy, Mike Diaz, Lori Thomas, Willie Joe Hanza, Andrew Weber, Brad Boothby, Ratnam Parmendra, Thomas West, Scott Lemer, Ira Dorset, Ricardo Gratacos, Jackie Lockhart, Adam Tallman, Martin Regner, We're gonna run out of space soon on the stage. Joe King, Kenny Pablo, Brian Murphy, Tim Nelson, Philip Anderson, Jorge Padilla, Nicole Schlund, Lisa Mayers, Susan Martin, Tanya Lippy, Bernice Taylor, Arthur Victor, Joyce Nayland, Loretta Boutenhagen, Kim Reynolds, Deborah Jones, Wanda Holman, Norm Lewis, Jen Morgan, Brandon Wadlington, Brandon Ford, John Campbell, Amanda McGuire, Rob Thomas, Patrick Kerr, Kara Hickey, Emily Perron, Jason Thies, Brian Maestri, and Britt Corley. Come on down. For contributions as members of the Coastal Texas Protection and Restoration Feasibility Study Team, your hours of hard work tackling many challenges throughout the planning process across multiple districts, agencies, and the public contributed to the successful completion of the 6-year, $20.6 million mega study with an estimated project cost of $28.9 billion. The study was one of the largest and most complex projects ever recommended by the Corps to Congress.
I kept on.
Smiling, did you see? I saw.
That's like half the crowd.
And I know that seemed like a lot, but really, I don't think it's one of the. I think it is the largest feasibility study that the Corps has ever recommended to Congress. So, it's a lot of work, and we probably missed some names, to be totally honest. So thanks everyone again.
The following individuals will receive a certificate of achievement for their efforts on the Cedar Bayou project delivery team. They are Jose Castro, Dale Williams, Ji Woo Meng, Jason Thies, Tuan Nguyen, Christy McMillan, Lucy Smith, Alvin Garcia, Jennifer Myers, Bin Pham, Arthur Victor, Al Nichols, Lisa Finn, Erica Pemberton, Curtis Cole, Nicole Castleton, Aaron Edwards, Kristen Walsh, Mike Nelson, Blake Westmoreland, Jake Walsdorf, Michaela Kinsey, Christopher Davies, Thomas West, Catherine Marie Taylor, Stephanie Nieves Perez, Carrie Gaunt, and Lisa Mayers. There we go. Got some in attendance here. Come on down. For your outstanding achievement as members of the Cedar Bayou Navigation Channel Improvement Project from January 2020 to November 2021, your participation was instrumental in ensuring the contract was awarded on time and under budget. One more time. Next, please. All right. Following individuals will be recognized for their exemplary efforts on the Metro Houston Regional Watershed Assessment. They are Caroline Mccabe, Paul Hamilton, Molly Ross, Jeff Pinsky, Melinda Fisher, Jen Morgan, Nicole Castleton, Amanda Haffemeister, Sylvester Rodriguez, Lisa Mayers, Mike Primula, Megan Hartnett, Kristen Walsh, Leslie Crippen, Maria Tobin, Arthur Victor, Wanda Holman, Jackie Adekambi, and Aaron Zetterstrom. Stand and be recognized. There you go. For outstanding achievement as members of the project delivery team of the Metro Houston Regional Watershed Assessment from November 2019 to November 2021, you exhibited exceptional quality, professionalism, and focus to analyze and improve understanding of the flood risk within the Galveston area. You are role models for convening and collaborating with agencies at all levels. Your work highlights the power of USACE to achieve consensus on a broad set of recommendations. Please. All right. Now, these next individuals will be recognized for their work on the Coastal Texas Story Map team. They are Rick Vera, Kelly Burks-Copes, Sharon Turpak, Kristen Walsh, Justin Hall, Jenna Hall, Megan Hartnett, Jeff Pinsky, Himanshu Das, Scott Leamer, Jackie Lockhart, Elton Huff, Linda Yezzi, Kenny Pablo, Paul Talley, Jason Jordan, Caroline McCabe, Ryan Maestri, Rick Corley, Norm Lewis. Hey, you guys have been burning that overtime. For your substantial contributions in the planning and execution of the Coastal Texas Protection and Restoration Story Map Hub site. Your tireless commitment to the development of a world-class communications tool produced an immersive, hands-on medium that continues to educate and engage the public, the stakeholders, and our resource partners in a meaningful manner.
Colonel Bill has joined us, so I'll allow him to come say a few words, just opening remarks on just the award ceremony in general and importance and significance in honoring our employees. So then we'll continue with the award ceremony with him being the main.
What have we done so far?
We haven't done anything but say welcome everyone and talk about awards and how great they were. That's for the town hall after, so yeah, don't worry about that. Now you can just freelance. This is what you do.
Freelance?
Yes, sir.
Freestyle, as I like to call it.
Freestyle. Don't call it freestyle. This one's live, sir.
It's live. I just got off and called General Beck. He's like, hey, just make sure nobody is misinterpreting the things you say out there when it comes to everything that's going on. I'm like, oh great, I'm that guy, right? Because I'm passionate about what we do, and I have no problem telling you exactly what I feel in the moment. And you guys just got to bear with me, because really the next 7-8 months are going to be real emotional for me. Because I love us. I love us. I love this job. I love everything we do. And there's just, there is no one else in the Army doing what we're doing. There's no one else who's got the gumption to go for it. There's no one else who believes down to their core what it is we're trying to do here. And administrations come and go, and guess what? We're delivering priorities for anybody that gets elected to the presidency. We're already delivering one of their priorities every given day. And what we're trying to do, we're not intimidated by hard. We're Texans. This is just what we do. And it's kind of, Houston, like Rick Campo, the chairman of the Port of Houston, stealing like lines from us all the time. Louder?
Yes.
So Rick Campo's, he's stealing lines from us just when I say lead, follow, or get out of the way. That's exactly what we're doing. If you think about, we have a strategic partnering forum coming up in February, and everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody. Byron's starting to socialize the idea of, okay, we're going to bring everybody together along the Texas coast, and we're going to talk about and we're going to advertise everything we're doing in terms of the administration's priorities on environmental justice and social justice, so that they know, fossil fuels are critical, absolutely critical to the quality of life that we have in this country. But we also understand that there's a lot of policy discussions going on. But we're also part of the solutions for those policy discussions that are going on. While you guys are talking, we're building resiliency. We're also, our regulatory teams, hand in glove, working with industry to try and lead them towards lawful permit decisions for solar array projects, for freaking carbon capture projects, for hydrogen production facilities. We're leading green energy on the Texas coast too. At the same time, we're deepening so that we can have efficient navigation and potentially get that price of fuel down a little bit lower. At the same time, in terms of everything we're doing in terms of the Coastal Texas Project, guys, I'm gonna die trying to move Coastal Texas into pre-construction engineering design before I leave. And quite honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I'm so committed. It was a hard decision for me to decide to retire, but I can't leave the Texas coast. So I'm retiring because I want to make sure we can continue to deliver on the Texas coast. So that's coming up, and I'll probably talk a little bit more about that later. But we can't do it without y'all. Every week somebody deserves, special praise to reinforce just amazing work that's going on. Just yesterday I was with Aaron Duhan. Just tremendous credibility from this organization to the Port of Victoria. And we don't always deliver the best news, but we give the best engineering advice we can. We gave them best engineering advice, and even though it wasn't exactly what they were looking for, they were able to make a decision right after Aaron provided an update to that board of directors yesterday. That's huge. And every person in this organization has the opportunity to touch and influence those things that immediately affect the quality of life of coastal Texans, our families, our neighborhoods, the gross domestic product of this country. I can't imagine working for anybody else but the Galveston District Corps of Engineers. It is just the amount of influence that you wield in terms of the work that you're doing that drives decisions, that inform policymakers, that inform the bottom line is tremendous. You just don't really realize it all the time. I want you to realize it and know it deep down in your soul that this is largely, I would say, the most significant organization for all economic development, for all ecosystem restoration, for all disaster resilience that you'll find anywhere in the country, and we're here on the Texas coast doing it. Every day I'm proud to be a Texan. Even more so, I'm proud to be part of the Corps of Engineers. And that's saying a lot, because we got a lot of history to be proud of in this district. And we're making history every day. Y'all are. And we're doing it overcoming 3 painful deaths in our family this year from COVID, dealing with new advances in terms of what we can do from telework. And we pulled off a $20 million study. In the time period allotted. For a recommendation, I don't know if Byron said it, but it only took us 15 minutes to get the $20 million Chiefs report for coastal Texas approved by the Chief of Engineers. 15-minute briefing. And he signed off on it. And now the fact that we're ready to move into pre-construction engineering design, the Gulf Coast Protection District's rocking and rolling, is huge. It's absolutely huge. There's just I can't even tell you how much is huge. Supply chain, right? We're poised to basically, if you didn't know, the Freeport Harbor project that we're likely getting fully funded to completion this year, in the Leviathan efforts to execute Freeport, every dollar that we get year over year is what allowed us to get fully funded to completion. At the same time, Freeport's expanding their container terminal expansively. Getting that harbor at 51 feet, at the same time they're expanding their container terminal, is going to have a direct impact on supply chain issues that we're seeing. We're going to see all those ships divert from Long Beach over to Freeport, because that's the shortest trip to the freaking deep water Gulf of Mexico that you're going to find anywhere on the Texas coast. We are doing that. That's us. Y'all are potentially alleviating the supply chain stuff that you see on CNBC every single day. The empty shelves, the freaking inflation. We're fighting inflation. We are. I mean, there's no aspect of life that you're not touching. And at the same time, you've got the folks, look, the folks that are coming in brand new to the district, 132 that we've probably never met. Most of us in this room have not even met those folks yet. You're part of this amazing team that's doing all this. And you're doing stuff that a lot of us at every echelon, including me, have never done before. And it's hard. And it can be frustrating because we're figuring out how to do it, but that's just who we are. We pull ourselves up from the bootstraps and we figure out a way to yes, and we pull it off because it's the right thing to do. But the stuff our junior employees, our interns, and our entry-level positions are learning today guarantees that we'll probably have at least 3 SESs working, 3 people that are working for us right now, bank it, take it to the bank, will be SESs at the same time working together for the Corps of Engineers. Because all of this experience ultimately is charting a way for the credibility of the Corps writ large and showing the rest of the nation how to deliver, and y'all are the ones figuring out how to do it. This is just an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing era. It's 1880 all over again, just with a better degree of sophistication and reflection of the American people's values that they expressed to us along the way. And we're going to chart into that territory on social justice, largely where the Corps and the benefit to cost ratio has largely left a lot of our area of responsibility underserved. But the deputy's been out there Ruben's been out there. We're breaching into those areas where we've underserved the population before. So everything's really coming together. Taking the time out right now to recognize people for what you're doing is only the tip of the iceberg in terms of what you're doing. Who needs recognition? How much recognition should be going on? You're just from the bottom of my heart, you're incredibly appreciated. You're incredibly appreciated, and I wish we could recognize even more, even though we have a tremendous amount to recognize today. So with that, I guess we get it on.
Let's go.
Following individuals will be recognized with certificates of achievement. First, Ratnam Tharmendra for achievement as a geotechnical subject matter expert and project delivery team member for the Coastal Texas Protection and Restoration Mega Study Feasibility Report from December 2017 to November 2021. Ratnam Tharmendra contributed to the Galveston District by working tirelessly to provide expert geotechnical feasibility level design, support, and documentation for the engineering team, which enabled on-time delivery of the final report. So you can take them all.
Okay, all right.
Next, Gary Chow.
That's not mine. Is it mine? No.
All right. For achievement as a geotechnical subject matter expert for the Engineering and Construction Division from December 2020 to November 2021. Gary Chow contributed to the Galveston District by providing professional, consistent, relevant, and timely reviews for the Section 408 and Navigation Real Estate Out-Grant programs, resulting in timely decisions on the majority of all applications, thus enhancing our partnerships with stakeholders. Next, Jason Dees, for achievement as a coastal engineering expert at the Galveston District, providing expert guidance in science and engineering with a focus on restoration, hydraulics, and coastal engineering. Jason Dees led the Galveston Hydrology and Hydraulics Division to address beneficial use of dredge material for beach nourishment to restore and mitigate against coastal erosion. And lastly, Brad Burrows, for outstanding service as the Levee Safety Program Manager of the Sabine Pass to Galveston Bay Coastal Storm Risk Management Project during the period April 2021 to December 2021. Brad Burrows' leadership, technical merit, and organization have ensured that risk assessments and levee safety reviews of the Sabine Pass to Galveston Bay project are thoroughly executed and scheduled. Next recognition will be for the Civilian Service Achievement Medal. The Civilian Service Achievement Medal is the 5th highest honorary award. It is presented to Army professionals for exceptional service of major significance to the organization or local community. The award consists of a medal and a citation certificate. First, Lisa Mayers, for outstanding achievement as the project manager of the Metro Houston Regional Watershed Assessment from October 2018 to November 2021. Lisa McCracken-Mayers provided outstanding leadership and insight during the entire project. Her hard work and diligent efforts contributed significantly to the overall success of this unique project. Next, Jose Castro Rivera, for outstanding achievement as the lead project design engineer for the Cedar Bayou Navigation Channel Improvement Project from January 2020 to November 2021. Jose Castro Rivera provided outstanding leadership and insight during the entire design of the Cedar Bayou Navigation Channel project. His hard work and diligent efforts contributed significantly to the overall success of the project. Next, Caroline Mccabe. Here? There she is. Come on down. For outstanding achievement as the lead planner of the Metro Houston Regional Watershed Assessment from November 2019 to November 2021. Caroline Mccabe provided outstanding leadership and insight during the entire project.
We do too.
Hard work and diligent efforts contributed significantly to the overall success of the project.
For a second. I'm happy to talk about your assessment.
And Carol Carrasco for achievement as the Talent Acquisition Specialist for the Resource Management Office from September to December 2021.
Ian, you want it?
Yeah, sure.
Carol Carrasco contributed to the district by improving onboarding processes, guidelines, and events such as the new employee orientation the new employee handbook, and several recruitment fairs. The district was able to fully onboard nearly 20 new employees due to Carol's substantial efforts as the talent acquisition specialist. Lastly, Paul Farley, for his exemplary performance as a senior civil engineering technician at the Border Infrastructure Resident Office of the Galveston District's Engineering and Construction Division for the Border Infrastructure Rio Grande Valley Program from May 2019 to December 2021. Paul Farley displayed a thorough understanding of the project requirements and ensured that the design, construction, and contract administration of the projects achieved these objectives.
Okay, so I'm going to bring Caroline back up real quick. So I give you an opportunity to talk. Caroline. Hey, so the Metro Houston Regional Watershed Assessment is a big deal. It's hard to really capture how much of a big deal it is, but quite honestly, after Hurricane Harvey, the Texas Water Development Board basically got empowered to go beyond water supply, but also get to FRM. They've been working all these tracks in terms of trying to get at data gaps and analysis and figure out, okay, who's really at risk of flooding? How should we prioritize flooding? This, that, and the other thing. So as they're trying to figure out and organize things at the very macro level, Caroline, as the plan formulator, largely looked at Metro Houston and the they changed. They just added a watershed, right? So 22 watersheds across Harris County, a little bit into Fort Bend County, in terms of how's the best way to capture the common stock of knowledge, if you will, in terms of the flood risk associated with Harris County and Houston, particularly in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey, and everybody suffering from post-traumatic storm disorder from that issue. So what the team was able to do was really codify what I think is a best-in-class process for a watershed assessment focused specifically on FRM. I'll give you an opportunity to thank the team or anything you wanted to add.
Thank you. So the Metro Houston Watershed Assessment, it was an unusual authority. It was not, everybody is so used to thinking in the feasibility, so there was a lot of kind of redirections, a lot of times where the team would present something and meet with questions, but that's not what I'm used to. And the best part of the study is the way the team, we really were fortunate. We had not only bright people, because everybody here is bright, but we had people who really wanted to do the job well. When they faced a challenge, they would pivot, they would find another way to be responsive. And they all put their head down and really helped us make it useful. During COVID, we were trying to do outreach. The PM, the two engineers were brilliant, Paul Hamilton, Molly Ross. Leslie Crippen really came through for us when we wanted to add some cultural considerations. Melinda Fisher was very, very busy, but when we asked her to help, she dropped things and fit us in. So it was exciting to have a new authority, but to be working with people who you really knew were trying to help you do it was just wonderful. So thank you for being here.
So I'll do that. When I got anybody in a supervisory position on delivering these projects, so I'll have them give them a chance to talk about it.
Next, the following individual will receive the Civilian Service Commendation Medal. The Civilian Service Commendation Medal is the fourth highest honorary award. It is presented to Army professionals for exceptional service while accomplishing duties in an outstanding manner, setting an example of achievement for others to follow, and demonstrated leadership in performing assigned duties that resulted in improved productivity of the unit. This award consists of a medal and a citation certificate.
Oh, sorry.
Kelly Burks-Copes. As project manager for the Coastal Texas Study, Dr. Kelly Burks-Copes led the project delivery team in the development and submittal of the final report and EIS to USACE headquarters in preparation for the execution of the chief's report. She did an outstanding job in leading the team through the final stages of the report. Almost all activities were conducted virtually due to the pandemic, including virtual public meetings, numerous virtual team meetings, last-minute changes to the report, and tackling new issues as they came up.
Thank you.
Brian Harper, for a commendation as Director of Civil Works Planning, Regional Planning, and Environmental Center from September 2016 to September 2021. Brian Harper provided direction and guidance to the Coastal Texas Study Team during the development and completion of the Coastal Texas Protection and Restoration Study. His extensive knowledge of the planning process, core policy, and ease of communication with the public contributed greatly to the success of the completion of the study. Sharon Turpak. Sharon Turpak exhibited superior leadership on the Coastal Texas study, guiding her team to successfully completing the 6-year, $20.6 million mega study with an estimated project cost of $29.8 billion in comprehensive coastal storm risk management and ecosystem restoration actions for the entire Texas coast. Caroline Mccabe, for commendation as lead planner for the Regional Planning and Environmental Center from June 2017 to September 2021. Caroline Mccabe provided expert leadership to the Coastal Texas Study Team in planning coast-wide ecosystem restoration features and beach nourishment at South Padre to support coastal storm protection. Britt Corley's economic analysis led directly to the successful completion of the Coastal Texas Study, which has generated a highly anticipated $28.9 billion recommended plan to provide long-term, comprehensive coastal storm risk management and ecosystem restoration for the entire Texas coast.
Just call out the rest of their names.
Call out the rest of them? Okay. All right, Jeff Pinsky, Paul Hamilton,
Yeah, because, hey, Brian and Sharon, come up, just read off the names.
Himanshu Das,
He's here.
Melinda Fisher,
Marshu's here?
Charles Branstad.
Marshu's here. Read him, Marshu. He's here.
All right. Himanshu Das for achievement as a subject matter expert at the Galveston District, providing expert guidance in science and engineering with a focus in hydraulics and coastal engineering. Dr. Himanshu Das led the engineering team for the Coastal Texas Study. His efforts resulted in a better understanding of coastal risk and resilience and innovative solutions to reduce infrastructure risk specific to the Texas coast from Louisiana to the Mexican border. Melinda Fisher.
Next name?
Charles Brandsetter.
He's in New Orleans.
Kenny Pablo. Travis Creel.
He's in New Orleans.
Kristen Walsh.
She's here.
Yeah, Kristen Walsh. For commendation as the geospatial team lead for the Galveston District's Coastal Texas Study, Kristen Walsh exhibited superior leadership on the Coastal Texas Study project, guiding her team to successfully complete this study. Nolan Lewis.
He's in Fort Worth. Yes. Yes.
Brian Maystreet.
He's in New Orleans.
Wanda Holman.
She here?
Wanda here?
No, she's online.
Okay, Wanda's online?
She's online? Okay.
You want me to read her?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
She's online.
Wanda Holman significantly contributed to the success of the Coastal Texas Study, assuring the monumental achievement of completing the 6-year, $20.6 million study with an estimated project cost $29.8 billion in comprehensive coastal storm risk management and ecosystem restoration actions for the entire Texas coast. Wanda, you out there? Just give us a nod. Yeah.
She's out there, yeah.
Tanya Lippy. No? Scott Lamer. And that's it.
Okay, so if Brian Harper and Sharon Turpak would come up and let you guys talk about the team, just from the senior positions that you guys had. And then, obviously, I can wax poetic, but I think it's pretty meaningful coming from you too, because this is a passion play to some extent, getting this across the finish line. So.
Right, so for those of you who may not be familiar with Coastal, it started way back, probably after Ike in one form or another, but it really got funding in 2014, and PPA was signed in 2015 with the General Land Office, and we basically, what was most amazing about the team is
We got to get up and get ready to go. She's been in the field and getting awards. And they call her a name. And then somebody said, well, she is online. They say,
Wanda.
Turner, meet yourself.
Wanda's definitely online.
Thanks for letting us know you're there, Wanda.
So the amazing part of the team is back in 14 and 15, we developed a schedule and a budget that was, if you're in planning or PM, you know, is a WAG, right? Wild, yes.
Yes.
And what was amazing about the team, and you saw the whole team at the beginning of this, was we actually came in real close to budget and real close to time. And that's probably the most amazing thing. And it did a lot of work. It was really tough. It was so many nuances in this study that bucked the normal way of doing things and didn't go according to policy. And then, of course, the last 2 years we were in COVID. So that's what I think was the most amazing part of this team. And Brian will talk a little bit more about it, and I think the Colonel will too. If we go, or if and when we go to pre-construction and engineering and then construction, it'll set this district up for years as far as the work.
Decades.
Decades. Yeah.
Right. All right. I don't really have a lot to add to that, but I will say, one, it's probably fitting that we're doing these awards for this study during the holidays, because I know this team sacrificed an awful lot of their time with family and friends during holidays, and missed birthdays, and missed various other kinds of important events. And I think it was that kind of commitment, and Carrie described it a moment ago in describing her work with the watershed team, but it's very true for this team as well. Their commitment to each other and to their peers. The folks that are on this screen, these were the leaders of this effort, but all of the names that you heard earlier, Kelly had over 100 people on this team for contributing their work to what we're doing. These folks here really led the bringing together of that work. With Kelly and Carrie and Travis, Pinsky, a couple others, really making sure that all of it fit together nice and tight, so that when we got to the chief with this $29 billion request, he only needed 15 minutes to say, yeah, everything I've been briefed is true, it's there, you did your jobs, and he signed off on. So that was a testament to the hard work of the people here, and that were named earlier, but it is very fitting that we're doing this during this holiday season. So I want to express my personal thanks to everybody on this team that did make those sacrifices, because a lot of times they were doing them because the people on this stage were asking for that. So anyway, we do recognize, and I've certainly recognized the sacrifices that were made. It showed in the work and in the result. And as Sharon said, it's not done. The district will keep working this important project going forward for the state of Texas and with the state of Texas for quite some time. So it's been an honor to be part of it, and turn over to you, Sarah.
Well, and one other thing. After the awards in the town hall, Kelly's going to give a little bit of a brief on the project. So those of you that aren't that familiar with it, have a little better understanding of what the project is all about. Because the project, if you're working in the district, you're living in the region where the project is going to affect you. So we think that you need to know about the project.
Yeah, so, what I do is I stretch it. One, look, I wish everybody was here and you all got, handshakes from us. I don't want to do a disservice to anybody who should be called out for their specific individual recognition, because you've earned those. At the same time, I want to talk about coastal Texas in terms of, we're Texans, we do things big. And the Corps has been accused of playing small ball a lot lately. And I was just at a pre-command course where the Assistant Secretary of the Army stood up and said, we're not playing small ball. Have you heard of this thing called coastal Texas? So we're entering into an era of acceptance in an era of demand on the Corps of Engineers to be a leader in water resource development for the nation. There's a lot of things that communities can't do on their own, where they need the strength of the 30,000 strong Corps of Engineers to kind of lift them up, to approach things, to try and provide resilience before disaster, not after disaster. Not recovery, but resilience. And the fact that so many people came together on this project, not just within our district, but across the region, across the entire enterprise to deliver this thing, is a testament to the culture and the core values that are going to define the Galveston district for the decades to come. If you're on this screen, you get to tell folks you were there. You were part of it. If you're not on this screen, you're going to be part of it. There's no one in this district who won't have a hand in delivering the Coastal Texas Project. And come hell or high water, we're going to deliver the Coastal Texas Project. We're going to make sure of it. Because it's that important to show the nation that we can do this and not just throw a bunch of money after disaster. We can do this. And I'm just so proud of everybody involved in this study. I'm looking forward to Kelly's brief because you all are going to be part of delivering it, so pay attention to Kelly's brief on it.
Okay, the following Army professionals will be recognized as Heroes of the Week. This recognition encompasses efforts placed by Army professionals that went above and beyond to accomplish the district's mission. Eddie Lippy for the week ending in October 15. Eddie provided exceptional management and technical expertise on the Jadwin Chiller 1 replacement contract by ensuring USACE's off-site quality assurance in the multiple coding phases. He saved money by determining Chiller 2 was beyond salvage and that running it was actually detrimental to the overall cooling of the building. His determination convinced staff to shut it down, and his recommendations actually saved us more than $80,000 on the contract. In addition, Eddie has provided extensive field experience and mentoring to other project engineers, quality assurance reps, and interns.
Come see Byron for that coin, Eddie.
Rafael Pineda for the week ending November 3rd. Rafael has taken on additional duties above and beyond his normal workload to help support the district, including teaching new processes, diligently working audit documentation requests for the ULO review, providing time and attendance assistance to employees across the district, assisting with pay-related issues for district employees, and helping work special reports for the finance and accounting team. Rafael is known for helping others. He consistently stops whatever he is working on to assist fellow champions in need. Rafael Pineda.
There you go.
All of you should take note because you'll all probably be a Heroes of the Week at some point. That's the right way to submit your photo. Now, if there's a Corps flag waving on that mountaintop in the background, it'd be even better.
That's right. I just want to point out about Rafael, though, just because I'm a paratrooper.
Yeah.
Rafael is also a fellow paratrooper with me, and that's half the reason I'm accepting this coin.
Carlos Tate for the week ending November 12th. Carlos joined the USACE Galveston Project Management Branch in 2019 and immediately took over two high-profile projects, the Port of Corpus Christi and the Port of Freeport Channel Deepening projects. This past year, Carlos has been the driving force of both projects, navigating through the complicated USACE contracting practices and working with the project delivery team to successfully award several important contracts on each project. This kept the projects on schedule and toward completion. Carlos is well respected by the port partners and his peers. He is a resourceful and responsible leader that takes pride in the successful completion of projects.
Yeah, so Carlos, if you're out there, hopefully you're out there. Carlos thinks like he can't catch a break with the Colonel. The Colonel's always riding. It's not. It's that age-old adage, you always hurt the ones you love, right? So I'm kind of harsh on Carlos because he's got so much on his plate. If you're a PM in this district, you're probably like Carlos, and you've got $1 billion worth of work. Carlos has $1 billion worth of work. Look, I mean, we're pulling folks from ENC, we're pulling folks from every aspect, from planning, from every aspect of our organization to be part of delivery. The people that speak for the Colonel every day of the week are project managers. And project managers, are going to get some tough love, and they're going to get love from the Colonel because you're speaking for the Colonel. Because that's what it takes to deliver $1 billion worth of work. And Carlos has been doing an amazing job. I'm probably still going to be rough on him, but he's a perfect example of how to transition from engineering over to PM and lead $1 billion effort. I just really want to tell you, I appreciate you, and Merry Christmas, Carlos.
We didn't have All right, it's for the week ending in November 26th, Dr. Himanshu Das.
Okay, where'd he go?
He was just here. There he is.
Himanshu, get up here. Don't even read it. Here, I'll talk about it.
Okay.
You want to talk about it?
Well, after you said.
All right, so, hey, check it out. Success, right? It's I'll peel open my brain a little bit, right? When the officers come to me and say, "Hey, sir, what's the difference between the top block officer and the middle of the road officer?" It's hey, my job as your senior rater is to evaluate you on how you exert influence beyond the chain of command. Not necessarily outside, but beyond. Are you exerting influence, bringing people together, and getting things done, and ultimately doing that without staying within the rigors of the command authority, because it's easy to make a private do push-ups, right? That's not, and the private sector is the same way. Real money right, is made by people who exert influence beyond the chain of command. It takes good judgment, right? It takes good judgment. It takes critical thinking. It takes alignment with your superiors, both up and your subordinates down, to make sure the whole team's thinking together. Now, this guy, we sent him over to Korea, right? You want to talk about what your engagement over in Korea was all about?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit. So the Care Water, which is the Korean Authority of the Water Resource Management, so they asked the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers if they have somebody to send over there and talk about our coastal expertise, and especially the large-scale structures. And nobody wanted to go because of the COVID time. So finally, I was the guinea pig to go. Go over there.
They asked for him by name.
So, but it was a wonderful experience about the bilateral and also our commitment to the Korean government. So, how the estuaries are managed, and hopefully we can work with them down the road and learn from there, and also from our expertise how we can help them.
So, for exerting influence well beyond the chain of command.
For the week ending in December 10th, Loretta Boutenhagen. She here? Woo! Yeah! Loretta joined the Galveston Programs Management Branch back in 2008 and has steadily learned the cost share functions and became the district's subject matter expert in her field since then. In recent months, Loretta successfully led the team in closing high-priority cost share projects such as the Cedar Bayou and South Padre Island pre-construction engineering and design projects, and the Resaca's Boulevard Continuing Authority program. She's also made significant headway in closing old cost shares such as the Corpus Christi Ship Channel feasibility, Houston Ship Channel, and the Houston Galveston navigation channels. All right, now at this moment, we're going to recognize Army professionals who have reached a milestone in their civilian careers. Recognizing 5 years of service are Santana Cruz, Belinda Kidman, Michael Ritz, Ratnam Tharmendra, and Timothy White. Anybody here in present?
We're over here now.
Yeah, you can be in the middle now. I just didn't want that for
I didn't know what you wanted as backdrop.
yeah, I didn't want that backdrop on the last one.
Just getting started. Congrats.
Recognizing 15 years of service, Michael Galla, Mark Garza, and Bobby Jones.
Man, Garza's been here that long.
No?
I'll accept this award. Mike?
On all three of them?
All three of them. All right. And I just sent out an email to supervisors. Get that email. I have a burning issue. I want people to be here and understand and accept the recognition that we're giving to them. I don't think we're doing a good job of spreading that message out. So, okay, back to being happy. All right.
Recognizing 20 years of service, Brandon Smolinski, Rachel Gibson. Are they here? No? Recognizing 25 years of service, Ambrose Daigle III and Steve Walsh.
Steve's here. Yeah.
Steve's here.
Steve. How are you, Steve?
Yeah, look pretty.
Okay, two, one more. Okay.
And recognizing 35 years of service, Larry Ramos. Larry, are you here? Nope. Byron will accept.
Long time.
That's it? And you guys notice that, you know, the longer you've been here, the list reduces. You have a problem getting up the stairs, I'm not talking about you.
Not you, Larry.
But again, it's just an honor to, I believe, work for the Army Corps of Engineers, civilian service for such a long time. So many people out there, again, don't even have jobs right now, but to be dedicated to public and civil service for so long, I just think it's an honor and it's something you can always share with your friends, your family, your grandkids, your children, and be proud of. We have retirees coming up soon, and again, I'd like for all of us to be able to say, hey, I retired after 30, 40 years, worked for the Army Corps of Engineers. There's not too many people that can say that and or match that type of career, so again, kudos to all those who've made it. You've been there how long? 5 years?
Technically 2.
Technically
3
2?
years military.
3 years military? And where do you work at?
So the H&H branch.
H&H branch. What's your name?
Michael.
Michael. See, I don't even know him yet, but that's good. 25 years from now, he can be up here receiving his 30-year award, and we'll all know him and all have something to say. And I think that's just an honor and a privilege to have that opportunity. So thank you.
That'd be the DPM cut the ribbon.
There you go.
Now, following individuals will receive the Department of the Army Certificate of Retirement. Certificate of Retirement recognizes an individual's distinguished civilian Army career and the professionalism upon the retirement from federal civil service.
Okay, so I'll read the citation that for Kyle, but will apply to all of them.
Okay.
Because the citation means a lot to me. I don't know why. I just think, every now and then the government really captures words well, kind of like stemming back to like Lincoln's letter, to the mother who lost sons in combat. But I think this certificate really does somewhat capture sentiments well, and I'll add a little bit at the end. But to Kyle and all the others that we're about to recognize in terms of your dedicated service to our country today, on the occasion of your retirement, I wish to extend to you my personal thanks and appreciation of the United States Army for the many years of service which you have given to our country. I share your pride in the contributions you've made to the Army, and I trust that you will maintain an active interest in the Army and its objectives during your retirement. Take with you my best wishes and those of your fellow employees for happiness and success in the years that lie ahead. I think why it's somewhat poignant is because we don't deliver projects in 1 year increments. Really, well, we do deliver projects in 1 year increments, but we deliver 40-year ideas in 1 year increments. And some of you will come in and start working for the Corps and get your 5-year pin working on the entry level of a project, and 30 years later will be the ribbon cutting. So quite honestly, for those folks that have the foresight to understand and can visualize and see the work and the value that we're creating tomorrow by delivering it today, there's something to be said, something particularly poignant about your retirement in that, I want you to have that vested interest in what we're doing. I want you to advocate. Hell, I want you to lobby for us once you're free from the chokes of the federal bureaucracy. But I want you to have access, and I want you to know and still believe that we're living the values today that you instilled in our organization yesterday. That we're still the Corps of Engineers, and we're the best of what you wanted us to be tomorrow, even as you depart your service. And we owe that to you, just as we owe it to those that retired 100 years ago. To those that have their faces on the wall, that we walk past and wonder, what was their town halls like? What were their retirement ceremonies like? When they delivered things like the original Buffalo Bayou project, or they delivered and built Addicks and Barker, or when they built the revetment in Sergeant Beach, right? So it's pretty poignant. I know we got a lot of retirements coming up. Each one of you will be almost incredibly difficult to fill in terms of a replacement because you bring so much of the passion and the culture of the Corps with you, and we have to instill that in everybody that we bring into the organization. But from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
So, the names are Kyle Barnum, Kevin Stevens, Nelson Taylor, Mark Trigstad, Christopher Rossi.
A little slower.
Is Christopher here today? Yeah. Nice. Do you want me to read the citations?
No, you just slow down the names, everybody can see.
Okay. Next. Jackie Adekambi. Bob Page. Sir, Bob Page is also getting an award as well. Want me to read the citation for that? All right. Robert L. Page is recommended for the Commander's Award for Civilian Service on the occasion of his retirement after 34 years of federal service. During this time, Robert oversaw both the operation and maintenance of the Brazos River floodgates as an operator, mechanic, and ultimately as the lockmaster. In this role, he led the project through 3 major rehabilitation projects and several dredging and maintenance cycles. Bob's exceptional service, hard work ethic, exemplified professionalism, team spirit, and can-do attitude were instrumental to the accomplishment of the district's mission. Thanks. Patricia Brannon.
She's taking a picture first.
Patricia Brannon is retiring from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers with more than 34 years of federal service as an administrative support assistant. She started her federal career in 1987 working for the U.S. Department of Transportation. She held several other positions in support of the U.S. Navy Military Sealift Command, U.S. Army Medical Command, and U.S. Army at Brooke Medical Center before joining the Corps of Engineers Galveston District in 2005. Brannon served the Galveston District from 2005 to 2011, working as an assistant in the engineering division. From 2011 to the present, Patricia served as an administrative support assistant supporting the Regional Environment and Planning Center's Civil Planning Branch. Dale Williams, is he here? Nope. Oh, that's not Dale. All right. Next. Loretta Boutenhagen. There you are. She got floated like she wasn't sure it was her.
Not that I'm having doubt.
Loretta Boutenhagen is being recognized on her retirement after 39 years of federal service. She joined the Galveston District as a GS1 student. Over her 39 years, she worked in various offices and received numerous promotions up to the level of GS12 Senior Program Analyst in the Programs Management Branch. In this role, she has been instrumental in ensuring projects were executed on time, cost shares were maintained and balanced, and provided highly complex expenditure reports to non-federal sponsors. Janet Patel. There she is. Come on down.
You gonna read the citation?
Yes.
And the award?
Yes.
Janet Patel is recommended for the Meritorious Civilian Service Medal on her retirement after 36 years of federal service. She started her career with the National Marine Fisheries Service in 1985, serving as a biologist for 5 years. After that, Janet joined the Corps of Engineers in November 1990, serving as a regulatory specialist. She climbed her way through the ranks of the Corps, serving in multiple technical and leadership positions with the Galveston District for the past 31 years. During this time, Janet was responsible for numerous highly visible projects along the Texas coast as a project manager, mentoring staff as a team leader, and ultimately leading the evaluation branch as their chief. Janet is a compassionate leader who is well respected throughout the region and nationally within the regulatory community as a dedicated, selfless servant to our regulated public. Her exceptional service, hard work ethic exemplify professionalism, team spirit, and a can-do attitude which is instrumental to the many accomplishments of the district's mission.
Oh, God.
Sharon Turpak, come on down. Sharon Turpak, originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, attended the University of New England in Biddeford, Maine, and graduated in 1980 with a Bachelor of Science in Marine Biology. She began her career as a fishery biologist for the National Marine Fisheries Service in Pascagoula, Mississippi, Beaufort, North Carolina, and ultimately Galveston, conducting research on fish, bottlenose dolphins, and sea turtles. In 1994, Sharon transferred to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Galveston District to work in Regulatory Division, evaluating Department of the Army permits. In In 2003, she transferred to the planning section, developing feasibility studies. She joined project management in 2008, becoming deputy chief of the branch in 2015.
Wait, I'm gonna bring them all back up.
Oh, that works. Bring them up. That's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right, so if you're in here and you're retiring, come on up.
Come on up. One last time.
Is there another background we can use? Not that.
Let's go back to a flag.
Just go back to the flag.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
We took our mask off.
Sharon gets her up.
All right, so first, I'm gonna give each one of them an opportunity. Those that were here today to say a few words. I'll start with Sharon.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah. All right, we don't have to. We can start with Janet. She likes it when I put her on the spot. Janet, go ahead. You kick off.
So I'm not prepared. I didn't know I was going to get to say anything, but I just want to say thank you to the Corps. Thank you to all my coworkers. Thank you to all my supervisors over the year and the commanders that I've served under, and really appreciate this opportunity to have a great crew.
All right.
Kind of ditto what Janet said. Thanks for everyone, the great co-workers, the PDT members who were under me, God bless you. So thank you for that, all the hard work that you did. And then also the friends that I've made. Forget that. And,
You can cry at your ceremony.
right. And the mentoring of the leadership. Thank you.
Ditto what was already said. I wasn't prepared and I'm not much of a public speaker. I just want to thank everyone for everything you've ever done for me to help me get to this point. I'm very appreciative and very proud and very blessed, and I'll miss everybody. Thank you.
Same thing. I want to appreciate all my supervisors and bosses and the career opportunities and all the people I've met here and with RPEC. And I'm ready for a new adventure. I'm ready to start a new life, and I appreciate everything everybody's done for me, and God bless everybody.
This kind of ties back into what I was stating earlier with, just the years of service, and those who are, who are not here and those that are here. I have personal relationships with all of them. I can tell you so many stories, probably, anytime you pass Loretta, her legs are always Indian style crossed in her chair. I don't know how she does that because she's a rather tall woman. But if I walk by programs and I don't say anything to her, she's like, hey, excuse me. Like, I just get serious. She's so quiet, she's always in there working. Ms. Brandon, you go over to planning, she's always eager to let you know what she's thinking. Not a problem at all. She entertains me on Facebook. She's great if you get a chance to check her out. And Janice is like the quiet supervisor. She comes to me when she's talking. I don't know if it's a hurricane, tornado, or just a hangnail. I mean, it's always the same even keel. I always appreciate that about her. And Sharon and I worked together for years in planning, project management, just co-workers to the end. She's never one to hold her opinion either. Like, if you're in the room with the Pope and he starts talking, he quotes some things from the Bible, she'll be like, hold on, I'm not sure that's quite right. That's Sharon for you. And so again, I appreciate all of you guys for all the service that you've given the Galveston District and the Corps in general. So.
Yeah, if I can just, look, there's 4 of them up here. We had a list of, 15 or so, right? But it's time and time again, it's the women of this district that are here delivering. That shouldn't be understated. That we're losing 4 high quality women leaders in the Corps of Engineers, and we need to make sure that we're replacing them and that we're going to provide that opportunity for the women leaders of this district to continue to excel. Because make no bones about it, in the middle of a hurricane, 80% of the people that are around me are women fighting the fight, whether it's in the emergency management or it's rushing out in terms of dealing with water management. Alex and Barker, it's when the going gets tough around here, part of our culture is that there's usually you can turn around and there's a woman fighting the fight. And we need to recognize that and be proud of that. So I want to thank y'all, because of all the retirees, these are women leaders that were here today. So thanks.
One more. Okay, perfect.
Yay.
We're done.
Thank you, guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the award ceremony. Thank you for attending.